Brad was born in Rockford, Illinois, to Ray and Virginia Slocum on August 30, 1952. 2.5 years later, he became a big brother to little sister Karen. From making and launching solid steel rockets to playing the flute in marching band, Brad was very active in school and community activities. He was active in Boy Scouts as well. He started developing his woodworking skills young, working alongside his dad and building things like canoes, sleds, and an elevated playhouse in the backyard equipped with screens, electric, and even a phone. After college, while working on a framing crew in Denver, Brad fell 25 feet and broke his back. He had to stay with his Christian cousin while he recuperated. On June 8, 1979, his cousin led him to the Lord. In the fall, Brad met Cheryl at South Sheridan Baptist Church, and that was that. Brad won the heart of Cheryl Newcomb, and after a very quick courtship, they were married on June 7, 1980 in Denver, Colorado. And the adventures began. Brad and Cheryl moved across the country to Greenville, South Carolina, where Brad worked on a master's degree at Bob Jones University. Before long came their first little bundle of joy, Matthew Bradley, followed almost 2 years later by Bethany. An opportunity to be the first staff at the new Wilds of the Rockies near Steamboat Springs led Brad and Cheryl back out west, where the next addition, Stephanie, soon joined the family. After a year of teaching in a one-room schoolhouse in Wyoming, the Lord led Brad and the family next to Rockford, Illinois. And while in Rockford, along came Michael to complete the family of 6. Brad did a lot of building projects, from camp bathhouses to full houses, but more important than the physical structures that he left was his focus on building for eternity. One of Brad's passions was using his construction talents for missions, and while living in Rockford, Brad was able to lead numerous Men for Missions trips to places such as St. Thomas, Alaska, and Trinidad. When the family moved to Denver in 1997 for Brad to work at South Sheridan Baptist Church, he was again able to organize many mission trips, both in the country and abroad. He traveled to Idaho, Utah, Mexico, Alaska, and Arizona, all to help build churches or camps. While in Denver, Brad was also able to use his talents to help with numerous renovations at the church. A surprise call from Bob Jones University in 2002 started the next phase of life for the Slocum family, and that summer they moved down to Greenville for Brad to teach in the residential construction program. Brad's building took on a new theme, with the goal now of bestowing all of his years of construction knowledge on his eager students. His students became his new project, and he loved being able to spend so much time with them while on the job site, incorporating life lessons into his practical teaching. One of his greatest joys was leading the university trade team for 5 summers on mission trips to camps or ministries out west and in Canada. Altogether, he was involved in 35 mission trips in 17 years. Even though Brad worked on many buildings around the country and around the world, his most important project was his family. He was a faithful husband and father who enjoyed family activities such as road trips, picnics, hiking, and taking drives in the mountains. He loved storytelling and would tell stories about history or about his own experiences to anyone who would listen. He had a passion for history and science and enjoyed a love of natural beauty in God's creation. On the day before he was admitted to the hospital, Cheryl drove him to the worksite where he instructed his class from the front seat of their van. Little did we know that when he settled into that hospital room on February 27th, he was beginning his final trip to the finest destination of all, his home in heaven.